guys. On to our next section, rather. Introduction to functions in JavaScript. Why we use them, how to use them, and we'll see what's going on next. So let's jump into our code here. Let's briefly review using if-else to check how fast you're driving. Speed is greater than 80. So speed is greater than 80. So we're going to put that in there. Console.log to print slow down. Else console.log to print drive safe. Bam. Alright. Line 3 declares a function, give it a name. Variable divide by 3 equals function number. Var_val equals number over 3, console.log. Divide by 3 equals 6. Alright, so this is how we define our method/function. It's a variable, give it a name, it's equal to the function, and then this is a parameter. The variable value equals number/3, and it returns value. Or it prints value, rather. Alright, so line 3 declares a function and gives it a name. Line 4 and 5 is code we want to use again and again. Line 4 declares a variable val. Line 5 prints a value. And on line 8 to 11, explain what calling a function means. On line 12, replace 6 with any number. On line 12, replace 6 with any number. We'll say 9, so it should print 3 because 9 divided by 3. Cool. Alright, so it's a little bit of an interesting way to call a function. On line 11, call the greeting function, put a name you want the greeting function to include. So we're going to say greeting. We're going to call the greeting function, and we're going to put we're going to pass the parameter Dylan. So great to see you, Dylan. Nice. Alright. Code, more lines of code. Let's make a function that tells the world what we want. Alright, so we're going to declare var food demand is equal to a function. Call it primary, anything you like. Call it food. Function food. And then in here, we want it to include console. We want to print something out. And in this case, all we're doing is taking that food parameter and adding it to the line. So, I want to eat. The way they do it here is plus space. It seems a little weird to me. I would just do a space at the end, plus, so that you don't have to add it, but I guess it's good for practice. And then semicolon, and let's see here. Call the function. So we'll call food demand, and we will put in cheese. Make sure you put the parentheses in there, else it will not work. I want to eat cheese, capital C. Alright, a big part of programming is debugging. This is probably where most of your time will go in coding in general. Look at line 9. His mini syntax errors. See how the lack of spacing makes debugging hard. Fix a function, call the greeting functions. So greeting var equals function, and then these are actually brackets, and then we have this, and we can get rid of this other one like so. Let's just delete all that. End bracket, semicolon, and then we want to call greeting. Oops. Greeting And they have an example up above. I didn't even see that till now. Greeting name, semicolon to end it. Oh, wrong way. Did it in reverse. So they're greeting. There we go. You are a creature of habit. Every week you buy 5 oranges, but orange prices keep changing. You want to declare a function that calculates the cost of buying 5 oranges. Write a function. So there orange cost. You should take a parameter that is the cost of an orange. Cost. Or price is better. In here, we're going to take total price is equal to 5 times price, and then we're going to return total price. And put a semicolon there, semicolon, and then call the function. And then we want to call it, and we'll say an orange costs $1. Sorry. Syntax. There we go. Forgot to declare it as a function. And there we go. In our examples, we have a function called times2 that takes a number and returns a number multiplied. On line 7, after the equal sign, it's called the function times2. I'm recording the video. Alright guys, let's reset our code and get back to it. Sorry for the interruption. In our example, we have a function called times2. On line 7, after the equal sign, call the function times2. So in this case, we are calling the function times2, and we have to insert a parameter because that's what our function takes. Line 8 prints out new number. Notice how the value returned from times2 is automatically assigned into new number. So, bam, prints out new number. Easy enough. Functions return and if/else. Define a function called quarter. So, there quarter equals function number semicolon. The function returns a value equal to 1/4 of the parameter. Oops, no semicolon. What am I doing? So result equals. Actually, we can probably just return. Don't need to create a number divided by 4. Call the function inside the if statement's condition. I'm not quite sure what it's asking. Oh, like this? Okay. Oops. Let's lose the brackets, but I don't think that's our error. Alright, did you remember to call quarter inside the if statement with the value that would cause it to print that the statement is false? Let's see, a little hint here. On line 7, if the statement condition calls the function, it needs you to put in a number value. default corner inside. Call the function inside the if statement's condition. Okay. On line 7, the if statement's condition calls the function. It needs to put in the number value. So let's do 3. Okay, so apparently I'm not understanding what they're asking. So we're going to go to the forums. We're going to see. Alright, so that's what we have there. Alright, so I think we probably have an error in what we're trying to do here. I'm going to actually bring that up and see if that helps. Okay, so that is silly. It was because we were not inserting a proper result. They wanted our if statement to be true, basically, is what was going on there. So, just one of the few little things you have to just notice by using Codecademy. Alright, so now we're going to write a function called perimeter box equals function. It needs 2 parameters, length, comma, width, and need the formula. Two times length. Let's try doing it this way. Plus 2 times width. Oh, we have to call it. Whoops. And then 3, 2. There we go. So 6 plus 4 is 10. Good to go. Alright. Global versus local variables. Very important concept. It's kind of interested in bringing it up because we're not really writing anything big enough to have a global variable. Alright, so anyhow, change line 4 to use the var keyword. So line 4, we want var my number. See how this is global scope also? It's outside of a class, and apparently you need var in front of it, so that makes it global. Notice the value of my number on the function is now 14. Outside the function is 7. Using my number without the var keyword refers to global variable, which has already been declared outside a function. However, use var keyword inside a function, there's a new local variable that only exists within the variable. Okay, so this actually overrides my number just locally, I guess, if I understand that correctly. Alright, write a function called nameString. Should take a parameter name. Should return. Needs to return I am plus, so it's space plus name. Then we need to call the name string, make sure it works. Let's see if that works. Hi, I am Dylan. Hi, I am Susie. It's quite interesting. Alright, let's see here. Let's see if this works without console.log. Hi, I am Dylan. It looks like you didn't print anything to the console, do you? Remember just console.log? Alright, so it looks... Alright, let's see what's going on here. String name returns a string. Okay, so it doesn't, we don't need the console.log. So we have that right. Do we need it right here? There we go. I'm not quite sure what was going with that Susie there, but in order to print out, this returns it, but it still doesn't print it out, so we have to call console.log on it. Simple enough. Alright. We are calling a function called sleepCheck. That takes the parameter num hours. And notice the naming convention, usually the second word on, you start lowercase and then every word that's conjoined in this case is capitalized. For their first letter anyhow. Alright, inside the function write an if statement. So if num hours is greater than or equal to 8, we want it to do some shit. What do we want it to do? Return you're getting plenty of sleep, maybe even too much. Else, return get some more shut-eye. Alright, oh, then it just wants us to call the function with different times to check it here. So, sleep check 10, sleep check 5, sleep check 8. You're getting plenty of sleep, maybe even too much. We're not actually printing it out, but it's, if we wanted to see all the values, it works, but without us printing it out, we're not going to see it. I believe this should work again, as we just did this for the last time. So let's make sure it's working, so we need to check our work. And there we go. We get, for 10, it's greater than or equal to num hours, so you're getting plenty of sleep. For 5, it's less than 8, so get more shut-eye, and then it's equal to 8, so you're getting plenty of sleep. Cool. With your newly acquired knowledge of function, let's go build a rock, paper, scissors game next. So that's what we'll be doing next. As always, we're going to share Codecademy, because I'm personally a fan of the site. I want people to check it out. And in the next section of functions, we will be building our very own rock, paper, scissors game. You know, nice little fun thing. It should be give you insight on how to organize your code a bit, I imagine. So see you guys next video.